real into family relationships. There's this rabbi psychotherapist named Edwin Friedman who's been real influential in my understanding about the church as a family. He says we know who we are only as we are known in relationship with others. As we start this second week of a 4-week study on extravagant generosity, the heart of giving, we have this lesson on relationships are matters of the heart. Here's what I believe. We do nothing in isolation. We are intimately connected to one another. What we do or say affects everyone else in the system, whether it be our biological family, our church family, or our global family. Now, I've done a lot of work in and study with addictive behavior. In these kinds of families where one member is addicted to, let's say, alcohol, what happens is that person's primary relationship becomes with a chemical. And the whole system starts to freeze up. Some get trapped in roles of over-functioning. They become super responsible. This person may say, well, my spouse may have a problem with alcohol, but look how much I get done. In fact, I'm going to take a second job in order to cover up the loss of his or her job. Some other members will act out. They might try to get attention by getting drunk or getting pregnant at an early age. Some other members might grow quiet. They try to avoid the craziness. They create a world in their own room or in their own head. Some other members might become a clown, making a joke out of everything so as to avoid the pain. Denial and blame are the watchwords in this frozen system. It's full of pain, but the pain is avoided. It is terribly lonely. I do not believe that God made us for loneliness. God made us for right relationship with God's self and with others. You may remember Jesus summarizing what is the greatest commandment by combining two from the Old Testament. He said this, the first is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is our God, the Lord alone, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul and with all your might. In Hebrew, this is known as the Shammai, the word for hear. We were made for a love relationship with God. That is to love God with our whole being. This verse is said by Jewish persons every day in their prayer life. It's repeated in a Jewish worship service. God wants an intimate, living relationship with us, one that is vibrant and full of life, not frozen. In fact, the surrounding verses around the Shammai talk about the importance of sharing this understanding of a love relationship with God, with one's children, and in fact, one's grandchildren, and to all generations. The second commandment is to love one another as we love ourselves. How lonely it would be to live only for oneself. I suspect that you know the richness of life that comes in loving others, in loving friends, parents, spouse, children, grandchildren, neighbors, church members. What a gift it is to live in love with God and others. It's the church's antidote to loneliness.